welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about it. So as you guys know, you can probably see behind me, I have my 2019 Keystone Cougar hooked up to this 2023 GMC Sierra 3500. It's the AT4, and I want to give you 5 reasons why this is better than the Ram when it comes down to towing. So let's get into the video. All right, so the first point that I have is the GMC has better clearance between the truck and the RV. Now the reason why that is because they did move the 5th wheel prep package behind the axle. And whenever you need to make a U-turn, or if you ever need to really get into an angle that's really sharp, the GMC is going to give you that clearance that you need on a short bed truck. And I find that with that extra width that they give you, like because they set it behind the axle, is actually a little bit easier to get behind the tailgate too. So having that clearance is really good peace of mind. Now I do have the Reese Goose box, so that's part of the reason why I have the option to be able to make a 90-degree turn and turn so sharply with my trailer. So just keep that in mind if you are looking at the GMC and Keystone Cougar 5th wheel. The second point kind of hurts me a little bit because I am a huge fan of the Ram HD mirrors. Even though they look like moose antlers, they still look cool to me. But my second point is I do like the mirrors and the technology that this truck has. So let's talk about the mirrors. As you guys know, GM and Ford have their tow mirrors, and they're pretty much fixed. You don't have to flip them up or anything like that. They're just there. The other aspect of these mirrors is the fact that you can actually extend them in and out while you're driving, because sometimes when you're hooking up the trailer and you're getting everything ready, sometimes you forget to extend the mirrors, especially if you don't like to keep them in that position because they do stick out a lot. But on this truck, all you have to do is click the button and the mirrors go in and they go out. Love that they do that. The other part of it is when you do turn the signal on, it does blink 8 times. And so whenever you plug into the 7-pin connector or even the 4-pin connector, it allows you to have that 8 signal beep. That way people can see you in what you're doing, especially when you're towing a big trailer. And I like the fact that when you turn the blinker on, whether you go left or right, it does give you a screen that shows you the side of the truck. So if someone's in your blind spot, you still have a good visibility on the side of the truck. Another thing I would like to add in terms of the technology is the setup for your trailer. So I know Ram has this, but because it was 2019 when I bought that truck, it wasn't available. So this is basically an upgrade to this one. So you do have tire pressure monitoring already built in, and it's pretty easy to do. All you need is a device, and you'll see that in some later videos. But also I just like how well they set up the system, so it shows you the miles, which is nothing new, but it's just all in the same spot. So it's just a little bit easier to see all that information while you're driving down the road. The last thing I want to mention is if you do have in command, typically if you have a Keystone product, I have a Keystone Cougar, they have what's called in command system. So you can actually hook that up from your trailer to your truck and basically control things in your RV from your truck. That is so cool. And that's not something that Ford has or my Ram had. So the only thing my Ram needed for me to just fall in love with it was more gears. The Eisen transmission is really first place still in my heart. However, the third thing I like about this truck is the 10-speed transmission and how they geared it. So if you look at, I think it's called Diesel Hub. If you look at the transmission chart that they have for the Eisen, the gearing on that transmission is really low. However, if you look at the gearing on this 10-speed transmission inside of the GM, it's even lower. The reason why that is so important is because the way that they gear this transmission, you can watch it shift. The shifts are very close together, and they did a high axle ratio out back, so it has a 342 rear axle, and that's going to really help with fuel economy. So once you are up to speed of where you're going, like I'm on a highway, I'm going 70 miles an hour right now. So if I'm in 10th gear, I'm going to be at a higher gear, which is going to help with my fuel economy. Add to that the fact that they use a 342 versus my Ram's 373. This truck is just better geared overall. I think that the Aisin needs about maybe 2 more gears. I think if it was a 8-gear transmission, it would be like perfect, and that's all it really needs. But this truck having lower gears in first, second, and third, it's just a better option right now when it comes down to that low end grunt off the line, and the livability with it even unhooked is still bar none to the Aisin. My fourth point is kind of biased, and I'll be honest. So I had the mega cab, and because of that, you have this big C-pillar out back that really makes it hard to see behind you. So having this crew cab, although I don't have the convenience of that mega cab anymore, I do pick up more like visibility out back. So having that smaller C-pillar allows me to see around the truck a little bit better, and I can see my fifth wheel back there as well too. And that's still important. Even though I won't make contact, it's still a good, you know, thing to have, to be able to look out that back window and just see if anyone's in my blind side or something like that too. So I like the fact that not having that mega cab, I still pick up a lot of space inside this truck, because this cab is a lot bigger than Ram's crew cab, because that cab is from 2009 and it hasn't been redesigned since then. So overall visibility really in this truck is a lot better, because the windshield's a little bit bigger, the windows are a little bit bigger, and you just have better visibility inside of the cab. Last but certainly not least, let's talk about the bed. So because I took a fifth wheel, because I did with my Ram for so long, having a 6'4" bed is adequate. If you need a bigger bed, obviously you can go to a longer bed truck. But if you don't want that big of a truck, you can pick this one that has a 6'9" bed compared to the 6'4" from Ram, and you just have more clearance. I also love the fact that GM put the 4 and 7-pin connector in the bed. Ram only gives you a 7-pin, and the position that they put it in is way better. It's easier to get to, and it's just more convenient, especially if you're a little bit shorter like my wife is. She'll be able to plug in or something like that if I'm doing something else. Add to that the side steps, and this really does become a hard truck to beat. Overall, I like the design of it. I think that the steps on the side of the truck don't take away from the design, and they're just very useful with either taking something out of the bed while you're hooked up, or if you need to lock in your pin box or your gooseneck trailer, you can use those to kind of step in and do that. But I hope this video was helpful. I got some more towing videos coming soon. I will give you some more MPG updates. I'm having a good time, I'm not gonna lie, with this truck. I really do enjoy it. The camera views that you get, and the simplicity, it kind of grows on you, I guess. At first, like when I first got into it, I did not like the look of it, but for 2024, they are updating this truck. So who knows, maybe if the channel blows up, I can maybe upgrade to one of those, maybe even a Chevy or something like that. But see you soon.